Guys, and welcome to my channel. Today we are making Mopane worm. This is my first cooking video while I'm at rest. I have no fancy cooking utensils, but we are doing it anyway. So this is how my mom makes the Mashonzha Mopane worms. I took it upon myself to look up the names in other languages so you know what exactly I am making today. In Setswana is Pane. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right, but I'll try. In Tonga is Matami Masonja, and in Venda of course it's Mashonzha, and in Afrikaans it's Mopane Varum, Mopane Moth or Mopane Moth, and in Sepedi is Masota, and in Ndebele Inondo. I hope I didn't butcher those names, but I am making my Mopane worms today. And this is the packet that I have here. My aunt sells Mopane worms and I help her to sell as well. So if you want, I can hook you up, hey? So this is about equivalent to a cup of Mopane worms. And what you will need is, of course, you will need like a pinch of salt, the amount of salt that you take, and then of course tomato paste and some peri peri powder, and also I have some tomatoes. It's 3 cut tomatoes, and I have some onion. Is 1 diced onion, yes. And then people make Mopane worms in a whole lot of different ways. I've seen peanut butter, I've seen with nuts, with mixed vegetables and whatnot, but this is the simplest way my mom used to make Mashonzha while growing up, and I absolutely love them like this. So what I have here is just a dish, and I'm going to go right ahead and add them in there, and then I'm gonna add hot water. Lots of hot water in here. Looks like there was something floating around. So the purpose of doing this is just to reconstitute this Mashonzha in hot water. They come in a dried format, so you're trying to add back the moisture into the Mashonzha, into the Mopane worms. So by doing this, it also enables you to be able to wash them. As you know, this as you might know, these are dried outside, so sand might go into the Mopane worms as they are drying. So this washing step is very important and essential for you to be able to enjoy Mopane worms. So what I am going to do is I'm going to leave them in the hot water for about 15 minutes to 30 minutes so that they not come back to life really, but they just absorb the water, and I'll be able to wash them. And then I'm gonna show you how you wash the Mashonzha, and we're going to be ready to cook. Mashonzha, you just have to stretch them out. Some of them might break, but it doesn't really matter, so that you can get into all of their folds and get any sand that might be stuck in there out. Now that they are clean, they are ready to be cooked. I have just added some canola oil onto my pot. Now I'm adding my onions, and I'm just gonna saute them until they are almost brown. my onion is almost cooked, I am just going to be adding the Mashonzha, the Mopane worms, on top of the sauteed onion. And then straight after this step, I'm going to be adding a couple of inches of salt inside the pot. I am going to be following this up with a cup of warm water. After this is done, you can now take a break, relax, and just let the Mashonzha simmer until the water sort of starts to disappear. Then you are ready to add the next few things that you need. Now I am just adding my tomatoes on top of the Mashonzha, and then I am going to add about 3 squeezes of tomato paste on top of this mixture. This is about equivalent to like 3 tablespoons. And then I'm gonna go right ahead and add my peri-peri powder. I added 2 quarter teaspoons onto the mixture, but you can add less if you don't like it spicy. Just added some more water so that my tomatoes can cook. Until you start seeing the tomatoes cook, you just have to simmer away. You might be wondering why I do not close the pot, but this is how we always cooked it. My mom always says if you close the pot, you close the Mopane trees from creating more Mopane worms. It's just a vendor belief, but yeah, I guess I'll just keep it open. And later you might need some knorr soup, minestrone, or the cream of tomato version of it, but this is a really unnecessary step. You can just stick to these ingredients and they are good to eat. That I can see this perfectly golden color, red color I mean. I know that they are almost well done, so now I can add my knorr minestrone soup. I added about 3 tablespoons into a cup of cold water. I am just mixing around, and then I'm gonna let it simmer on lower heat until I start seeing the soup thicken. It's still not thick enough, so we're going to let it simmer a little bit more. Excuse our ugly stoves. As you can see now, they are done. The soup is thick enough and they might be ready to eat. Now this is the final product of what we got. Look at that. How beautiful is that? Yum yum. Hi guys, thank you very much for watching me prepare one of my favorite things to eat, which is Mashonzha. I really love them. Perfect. Thank you very much for watching. Remember to like, comment and subscribe. This is the first episode of African cuisine that I'll be hosting on my channel. It may not come as weekly content, but here and there I'll post videos of me cooking African food, your dumplings, your oxtails, your murojos and all that type of stuff. We really need to highlight the food that we really grew up eating, because this is the food that made us, you know, who we are. And thank you very much. Remember to subscribe, share and comment. Now I'm ready to go eat. I even made pap. Hey, you know, bye.